my name is Sab Abdullah, and I work with the Oakland Public Library at the Lakeview branch, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I miss seeing all your faces, and I hope you guys are all staying safe with your families. I'm going to show you how to make something quick and simple, as you guys already know, the Cloud Coffee. Okay, so for the Cloud Coffee, you're going to need instant coffee. It can be decaf or regular coffee, sugar, and boiled water. I'm putting the caramel. This is optional. I just like to drizzle it in mine for that extra sweetness. And milk. I'm using almond milk, but you're free to use any milk that you like. So we put 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, and 2 tablespoons of hot water. Then you want to whisk the ingredients all together. I'm using a whisk. It can take 5 to 10 minutes if you use a hand mixer. Okay, so this is the end result of the whipping. It should look like this. This is the consistency you want, and it should look like whipped cream. Alright, then I'm going to drizzle the caramel all around the cup because that's how I like it. Alright, now you want to pour your milk. And then you're going to get this instant coffee and then on top. Alright guys, and this is the end result. Stir it. You're good.
Hi there, this is Stephanie from the Teen Zone at the Oakland Public Library. Thanks for joining me today for the Learn Something New in the Kitchen workshop. Sometimes I think of the Tiny Desk concerts you see on YouTube. Well, this is the Tiny Kitchen concert. Only what's on the program is not music, but how to be creative from a box of pancake mix. So the first thing I want to do is show you what I dug out of my cupboard. I dug out 2 boxes of pancake mix, but when I looked on the best before date, it actually said July 2020, this year. That's coming up really soon. I'm not sure I want to risk it, so I'm looking at this other box that I had in the cupboard. That date says, oh my God, it says May 25th, 2018. I'm throwing this one out, okay? So because I knew I was doing a program with you guys, I'm going to get a brand new package of pancake mix, and the date is, the best by date is, where did it go, where did it go? Oh, here it goes. Anyway, it said something like next year. Real important, 5/01/2022. So we know it's going to rise and be very fresh. That's the main reason why I want you to always check the best by date and make sure that you have fresh pancake, because that makes it lighter. If it's old pancake mix, it's heavier, denser, and almost doesn't rise. So here we go. I'm going to get my measuring cup, open up the buttermilk mix, and I'm going to act as if I'm making it for the whole family. When everyone was living at home, there were 5 of us. So I'm going to make enough for 5 people. So for 5 people, you want 2 cups of the actual pancake mix. I'm going to tap this down. Notice that it's at the line, the 8-ounce line. Throw that in. Then the second batch, I'm going to make it slightly less than 8 ounces, because here's a trick I'm going to show you guys for how to make this pancake mix taste like homemade. So here we go. Oh, yeah, that's a lot less. Okay, so we're going to put a little more. And instead of making it all the way to the 8-ounce line, I'm going to throw some cornmeal on top of it. What the cornmeal does for pancakes is it gives the corners and the edges of the outside of the pancake, it gives it some crackle, so that you have something nice and fluffy on the inside and a little bit of crackle on the outside. So here we go. It's not an exact science to this, so I'm making it about that much. Just like a little inch worth of cornmeal on top. Here we go. Ooh, I forgot to look at the expiration date on the cornmeal. But you know what? It doesn't matter because that's not the bulk of what's going in here. In any case, what's next is, according to all pancake mixes, they tell you how much cold water you want to put in it. So in this case, they tell me 1 1/3 cups of water because I put in 2 cups of the actual pancake. So I'm going to go over here. Here goes 1 cup. Then we're going to go over here and get 1/3 of a cup. But before I throw that in, we're going to add a couple of ingredients to make this taste more homemade. One ingredient we're going to add is brown sugar. Not white sugar, but brown sugar, because the molasses in it not only helps interact with the flour and the rising ingredients, the baking soda that's automatically in pancake mix. But yeah, from what I understand, the molasses has certain properties in it that help it to rise. But what I notice most is that brown sugar caramelizes, and so the outside of the pancake will be brownish and not blonde. And then the next thing we're going to do that makes it more like homemade is we're going to put the juice from almost half of a lemon. Let's say 1/3 of a lemon. Got this bad boy off our tree outside. Pretty nice, huh? So we're going to cut it. And we're going to squeeze. I'm going to squeeze the parts that don't have seeds because I'd rather not have seeds in this. But in case they do fall in, it's going to be okay. Aha! So now we've added that. One other ingredient we're going to add is a little bit of oil because I have a cast iron skillet here, and in the last couple of times I've cooked with it, a couple of dishes have stuck to the bottom, so I'd rather that not happen with these pancakes, especially since I'm on camera. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil, just a touch. And speaking of oil, I'm going to fire up the pan because we do want this pan to get warm enough to receive pancakes. So I'm going to take a guess at how high I'd like that flame. This is harder with you guys with modern kitchens who have like those coils that light up, those electric coils, or even the flat. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you about the ones with the flat heating pads on the stove. But anyway, I think that's about right for now. We don't want anything burning. So it's going to take a while to heat this up. Meanwhile, I'm going to stir up everything. Oh, actually, before I even stir up everything, I want to tell you a little something more about cast iron skillets. When I first bought this thing, it was actually this color gray and less shiny. You know, it was kind of bumpy, porous, and shiny. Now look how smooth it is. This is because I did what's called seasoning your cast iron skillet. And the way you do that is you take some oil on a napkin, you rub it deep into the grooves of the entire pan, which is what I've done, and then you bake it in the oven for at least an hour. Usually you do it while you're baking your turkey or something else, and you turn it upside down so that nothing drips on it while it's being seasoned. But that's a little magical thing that a lot of people with black cast iron skillets and pots had to go through in order to make it look like this. So anyway, now that I've done that, I'm going to start stirring this pancake mix. We've added our brown sugar, we've added our lemon juice. You're going to see it start to bubble. And you're going to see lumps in it. And guess what? With pancakes, it's actually better if the pancake mix is still a little lumpy. You don't want to beat it so hard like a cake mix where everything is all smooth. You want some lumps in it because That's just what's up with pancakes. If you overbeat pancakes, they come out flat and dull and they don't rise. So that's what I'm doing there. Now, just so you know, I did cut some of the blueberries I'm about to put in it because I like blueberries. Sometimes when the blueberries are so big and fat and round, they kind of stick out of the surface of the pancake and burn on their own. So I'd rather whatever I do be covered with batter so that the blueberry is contained within the pancake. All right, so we're going to pause now and wait until this pan is heated up, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, now that we've waited for the pan to heat up, it looks like it's ready, but we're going to test it to make sure. First thing we're going to do, now that it's heated, is to actually put the oil in now, because we wouldn't want the oil to smoke in case we had overheated the pan. And if you'll look down and see, I think you'll see that I might have turned it down a little since I first showed you guys. So here we go. We're going to put some oil in it, actually. I'm going to be generous and put a little more. After all, pancakes are delicious. They're not necessarily diet food, but hey, we like them. And here's the nice thing about cooking. If you ever overdo the oil, just take a little cup and pour it out. So I feel like I put a little too much oil in it. No worries. I'm going to pour the oil out. And try again. Okay, now we're just about ready. And also my cameraman, who's also my son, told me I forgot another magic ingredient. In this case, I don't have real vanilla, but this is imitation vanilla, and it's good enough because real vanilla has alcohol anyway. So we're going to sprinkle some of that, not a lot, just a little. And we're going to stir that in the mix for flavoring. I also have here cinnamon, but a lot of folks would say, oh, now you're doing too much. So I'm just going to show you the cinnamon in case you like cinnamon, but I'm not going to actually use it. Now look, the pan is smoking, so we don't want that, right? So I'm going to pour a little of this out, because what we don't want is an overly hot pan that'll burn the outsides of the pancake and leave the insides undone. So I'm turning it down a little more, just so you can see. And that's what a lot of cooking is. It's experimenting with temperatures until you get it right. Temperatures and ingredients. Okay, now you notice in the batter there's still some lumps and there's still some bubbles. So I think this is a good idea. I think it's just about ready, and I'm going to put it in there before the oil starts smoking again. And I'm going to ask y'all not to do what I just did. So just always use your pot holder when you're dealing with the pans. Here we go. You hear that sizzle? That's what's up. Okay, I happen to like smallish pancakes, so that's what I'm doing. Because I like to be able to serve one hungry person at a time in case we can't all eat together. So now right away you'll notice some of these are starting to bubble. That means the edges of this pancake are ready, but the other part isn't. So I'm going to move the pan around so that more bubbles can come at the parts that aren't getting brown. I know what I forgot to do. So do what I say, don't do what I do. Before I put any batter in, we were supposed to do like that to see if the pan was really, truly ready. Okay? And once the water pops, that's how you know it's ready. Okay, here we go. Hope it comes out okay. Looks like it's going to be brown on one part, but not the other. There's an art in itself. Here we go. Aha! Okay. Maybe Maybe I should have used a different pan, but I'm okay now with the cast iron because it's one of my favorite pans. It's just that I knew it had been sticking lately. Now my son is pointing to the other pan. I'm using that other pan for the breakfast sausage meat we're going to make. Ta-da! Okay, it's a little light-skinned on the edge, but it'll be all right. Okay, look at them starting to rise. And guess what? That's for the people who don't like blueberries in their pancakes. The next batch is going to be with blueberries. So thanks for looking. I'm going to pause here and we'll come right back. You'll see the pancakes without blueberries, and then you'll see another batch with blueberries. Hey, it's Stephanie again. We're back. I think that this pan is ready, but I want to make absolutely sure by having a little flick of water. By the way, I super scrubbed my hands, just so you know. I super scrubbed my hands with the nails, and I sang happy birthday twice, which is what we're all supposed to do when we're cooking for our family in the kitchen. So here, we're going to do that, and voila. The fact that everything is steaming and popping, that means the pancake pan is ready again. So here we go. Ta-da! This time we're putting blueberries in it. I'm just going to make 3 this time. 3 medium-sized pancakes. And here we're going to put blueberries in it. As much as possible, I'm going to turn these blueberries over so that they're kind of flat and they're not big balls sticking up out of the pancake. But it's up to you how you want to do it. Some people don't even like blueberries in their pancake. Notice how the bubbles are forming. That means it's brown on this bubble side, but not so much on that edge. So that is something I'm going to look out for. I might even start turning them a little bit. Look, that one's trying to stick. Yeah, my cast iron pan trying to stick on me. Get them up. Turn them around so they brown on all sides. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, won't be long now. Ooh, this one has less, so I'm going to do a little better. And if I really want them covered, I'll do that. But, again, that might be a matter of Stephanie doing too much. All right, here we go. I think I want to turn that one next. Ta-da! 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 Now look how they're rising. Look how the edges are crisp, crisp, crisp. And also look at the batch I made without blueberries for the people who don't like them. I think they look pretty good. We're going to taste them. We'll probably taste them off camera, but here's a nice thing to do while you're waiting for your other batch to cook. You always try to pre-butter in case people just want to dive into them right away and throw their syrup on them. All right. Now, here you just have to take a chance and sort of look at the bottoms to see if you like what you're seeing. Yep. And they're cooking pretty well.
Hi, my name's Peggy. I am a library assistant with Teen Services at the Oakland Public Library. And I'm somebody who doesn't like to cook. I do it because I eat and I like to eat well, but I don't enjoy it. So the best thing for me to show you tonight is something that those of us who don't like to cook would still enjoy doing. And I'm going to show you how to make stovetop popcorn. So much more fun and so much healthier than making popcorn in the microwave. You need a big pot. This is my dedicated popcorn pot. You need popping corn, just the kernels, and you need oil. I tend to use canola oil, and but other vegetable oils are fine. I used olive oil once by accident, and that was still okay. And then whatever you want to put on your popcorn. So the first thing you do is you put oil in the bottom of the pot. As somebody who doesn't like to cook, I tend to never measure anything or remember any measurements. You want to make sure that it covers the bottom of the pot, and will cover the kernels, not cover them, but so the kernels can sit in them. And then you want to turn the heat up really high. If it's not hot enough, it'll go too slow. You might get impatient, and also it might burn just because it's slow. And then put the popcorn in. I cover the bottom of the pot with one layer of popping corn at the bottom of the pot. Make sure it's all like in there as a layer. And you got your heat up high, and you cover it. If you don't cover it, you'll have popcorn all over your kitchen. And then you wait. You need to shake the pot a little bit at the beginning, a little later, so that the kernels get hot all over, and so that once it starts popping, that the unpopped kernels will go to the bottom and the popped kernels will not burn. So you need to shake it once it gets going. We're going to see how long this takes. And one thing to keep in mind, I guess, is what I do is I like to eat my popcorn hot, so I get all ready to watch the movie before making the popcorn. So I've got it all ready to go, and I'm in my comfy clothes, like my Oakland Public Library t-shirt, which is pretty comfy. And so that once it's popped, all I have to do is sit down and watch the movie with whoever I want to watch the movie with, and we can eat our popcorn. Need to be shaking it. Thank you for reminding me. I hear some sizzling. That's a good sign. I currently am trying to finish watching The Fosters before it leaves Netflix. So that's what I'm going to do with this popcorn tonight. I probably won't manage to watch it all, but I'll have good popcorn. It's sizzling. Stovetop popcorn is healthier than microwave popcorn. It's a little more work. I think it's a lot more fun, but it's also healthier because it doesn't have like all the added stuff and not as much salt as you'd probably put on your own. And so it's a better way to go with your dedicated popcorn pot. Listen. It's getting ready. They're sizzling. Oh, you also need oven mitt. Oven mitts. It's popping. I'm going to shake it. All right. I'm ready. It's going to start popping. This is the hard part. Talk to your people. Make a little small talk on the video. So I tend to put just salt on my popcorn, but you can put whatever you want. It started to pop by someone. Lots of people put melted butter, not the healthiest option, but yummy. And it's popping. And some people put Parmesan cheese and garlic salt. Some people put sugar. There's all kinds of things. You should just experiment until you figure out what you want, how you like it best. Just keep shaking. Once it starts popping, you just got to keep shaking. I hope you can hear it. It's a fun noise. If you're somebody who likes to see that you can achieve something, pretty easily, this is a good thing for you. All the popcorn popping. Pop, pop. Can you hear it? Popping. Keep it shaking. I should have music on. I would normally have music on, but I wanted you to be able to hear me and not make fun of my old person music. And the popping is competing, of course, with the noise of fireworks. It never stops in my neighborhood. But you can hear the popping corn, right? Popping, so you gotta shake it. You just keep shaking it until it stops popping. Pop, 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 pop. There we go. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't prepared with the oven mitts because I usually use just a dish rag, but that's not very safe because it could very easily catch on fire, which I've never done. But oven mitts are better. Slowing down. Not so much popping anymore. Gotta wait till it stops completely because I don't want to waste any kernel. Pop. A little more. You also don't want to burn it though, so don't keep it going too long. That's about it. So I'm turning off the heat. That's very important. Turn off the heat. And you can take off the, well, you probably don't want to take off the oven mitts. And I'm going to show you all of the popped popcorn. Yay. So now I'm going to put salt on it. I tend to use pink Himalayan salt because it's fancy, but you don't have to be fancy. Put salt on it, or whatever else you want. And then cover it up. Give it a good shake to get all the yummy thing that you put on it all spread around. A little more shake. There we go. And then you pour it into a big bowl because the pot's pretty hot. Pour it into a big bowl. This is my bowl. And then go eat popcorn with whoever you're watching the movie with and have a great, great, great evening. And we really hope to see you at the library very soon. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Katrina Deans with the Oakland Public Library. I am a library assistant at the Rockridge Branch Library. Today I'm going to bring to you DIY Kitchen and Do-It-Yourself Kitchen. And today we are going to learn how to make a pizza. Well, my personal favorite, pepperoni pizza. So you're going to need some things. You're going to need everything that you see here I got at my local store, which is your Walmart, your Target, and your Safeway. So that's where I have got my stuff at. So one of the things that you're going to need to do first is have your oven preset already at 400 degrees or 450, depending on the type of crust you have. Some dough's crust requires you to have the oven set already at 400 or 450, so it varies. Okay, so I have here a pizza cookie sheet. You can use any type of cookie sheet that you have around in your house. So I have here a mini pizza, which we're going to do, and pizza crust from Safeway. So you're going to take it out of its original packing. Voila. It's already preset and everything. Now you can get Pillsbury dough. Set this aside, and where you get to actually play and make up your own design as you desired. But today we're already going to have it already made. So you're going to take a cap full of oil. And 9 times out of 10, you can find a whole bunch of recipes online and on the package itself. You know, you can just go down your pizza aisle in your store and everything's there. So that's what we're using the oil for. I just used half of a cap, and I'm going to be moving everything away. Okay, so then I'm going to take a brush. Luckily, I have brushes in my house, but you can always use a spoon too. That works well. Okay, and so you're going to lightly spread oil on your dough. So you don't want too much. And once you get it all nice and even, it looks like this. Yay! Okay, and as I said, recipes vary. Some require you to put the crust in the oven to pre-bake. This does not require it to be done. So now I'm going to take my pizza sauce, take my brush or spoon, and here I didn't have to grease my cookie sheet. Once again, it all varies on like what recipe you look at, what brands, but you know, it's all the same in so many ways. You could put as much sauce as you want. I'm going to do another one here. I don't like a lot of sauce personally, but you know, whatever does the trick. So we're going to just leave that there. And you just continue to spread around all the edges how you want. Okay, so this looks good. Voila. Come closer to the camera. Okay, and so now I'm going to add my cheese. This I got at Target. It was like 2 packs for like $4. But once again, if you can find something else better, go for it. So I'm just going to sprinkle the cheese all around. Use as much as you want, whatever your desired taste. Boo, 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 boo. And I'm just spreading it all around. And this is a pizza blend that I found. So then I didn't have to make a decision in the store of do I buy this one or do I buy this one? So yeah, that helps if you could find a pizza blend. Okay, so all I'm doing is just spreading it out some more. And then I'm just going to set this aside. So then I got some pepperoni. Once again, this one I got from Safeway as well. And then this is just going to open up. And I'm just going to take my slices. Ooh, pepperoni. And you just place it around your pizza. Now, pizza come in all different shapes and sizes. You know, you can make this is a mini pizza for like one person. But if you want to do one for your family, same thing applies, you know. And once again, whatever recipe that you can find online, brand. And I think that's it for your minis. And yeah, so we're just gonna finish this out. And so my oven, like I said before, is already set. And you place it how you want. And here you go. Woo! Okay, and then you're gonna pop it in the oven for a good 8 to 10 minutes. You just want to make sure that it's done and it's not burnt, but well done, okay? So here we go. We're putting it in the oven. And I'm going to use my phone. Use my phone to set a timer for 8 to 10 minutes. Do 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 do. And we will see. So that's why I have my phone. But if you have a self timer in your oven, that works good too. And thanks to Movie Magic, I already have a pizza prepared. We have I have a cheese pizza here that I did earlier. And this is what it comes to look like. So have fun, enjoy, experiment, and voila. And Be safe out there and have fun.
Hey guys! Welcome to this week's summer reading activity. We're going to be baking something today. Some of my colleagues are cooking things. I decided I wanted to bake something with you guys. My name is Ashley. I'm the New Youth Development Librarian for Teen Services at the Oakland Public Library. And yeah, we're going to bake some s'more bars. So the cool thing about s'mores, yeah, they're great. They're fun and they're interactive, but then they're really messy and sticky. So this recipe is really cool because it's combining s'mores with a cookie. You can cut it up, wrap it up, and take it on the go if you're going out camping or walking or hiking. But yeah, it's going to be two parts. So right now, first I'm going to show you how to do the graham cracker crust, and then we're going to do the cookie batter. After the graham cracker crust is done, we're going to put the cookie batter on top of the graham cracker crust, and then we're going to put our toppings in there and then bake it and then let it cool, and then we're going to cut them up and eat them. Alright? Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to get all your ingredients ready. Right here I have 2 cups of, 2 cups and a quarter, 2 1/4 cups of graham cracker crumbs. If you have a food processor, it's really easy. All you gotta do is just take 2 packages of graham crackers and just put them in the food processor and grind them up. I don't have a food processor, so yeah, we're not that fancy here. So I just put the graham crackers in a plastic Ziploc bag, took a wood rolling pin that I use for baking, and I just pounded it, or you can pound it with your hands. You guys probably have a lot of time on your hands right now with sheltering in place, so yeah, this will take some time. But yeah, 2 1/4 cups of graham cracker crumbs. And then I have a little container here of butter. It's 2/3 of a stick of butter. When you look at the butter, there's markings on the butter, so just make sure you put a whole stick, because that's pretty much a 1/2 cup of butter. And then you do another third on that line of another stick of butter, okay? So 2 1/3 cups of butter, and then I have a 4th cup of sugar, okay? So all I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna mix in my graham crackers with my sugar. All right, and what's really great about this recipe is I mean, it takes a lot of time, but it tastes really great, and you can kind of eat components of it while you bake. So I don't know about you guys, but I love graham cracker crust. It's like, I wish I could probably just bake the crust and just eat the crust itself. Maybe put some jam on it or something, I don't know. But yeah, you can eat different components of it while you're doing it. So, I mean, that's the joy of baking, right? Is that you do components of it and you can eat it. Okay, so I'm putting my butter in. Okay. And I'm just going to mix in the butter with the graham cracker. And as you can see, the graham cracker was really dry and sandy, and now it's starting to kind of clump up and get wet, which is good. Because we're going to take this mixture and we're going to push it into this 9x13 pan right over here, okay? Okay, so I stirred it up, and as you can see, it's very crumbly and soft, but if you can see here, it kind of holds its shape when you push it. So that's exactly how you want it to look. Alright, so this is a baking dish. It's 9x13 inches. If you wanted, you can cut the recipe in half and do, if you have a smaller pan. Yeah, we're going to do a 9x13 dish so that we can make a lot and then share some. Alright, so I'm going to dump the graham cracker inside. And I don't like wasting, so I have a little spatula here to make sure I get every little bit of graham cracker, since that's my favorite part. so now what I'm doing is I'm spreading it out evenly as much as I can. Okay. And you guys are gonna come in a little closer so you guys can see me doing it. All right. So you can use a spoon to kind of push it down, but I always use my hands, and make sure you wash your hands because we're in a pandemic right now. So I washed my hands already. So I like to push it down into the pan. Using your hands is probably the best way to make sure that it's even versus a spoon, because it really depends on the pressure you put when you're holding the spoon and the angle, and yeah, you're gonna want to put it in a nice even area. Okay, so there's my crust, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring you over to the oven and we're gonna put it inside. Let me just rinse my hands. Okay. All right, so now what you're gonna do is you probably should have mentioned this before. Make sure your oven is set to 350 degrees. And you're gonna bake this crust for about 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, you're gonna let it cool before you put the cookie dough in, okay? So let's put it in the oven. All right, and I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Okay, so I baked my crust for about 10 minutes and it looks perfect. It's cooled. So it's cooling for about 20 minutes and it's pretty cool now. But yeah, we're gonna make the cookie portion now. All right, so I'm gonna leave this here. And if you wanna come in closer, this is everything that we are gonna use for our cookie batter. So we're gonna have a half cup of butter, so 2 sticks, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, white sugar, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar right over here, and we've got 2 eggs. I have some vanilla extract here, and then 2 cups and a quarter of flour, which is right here, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking powder, which I actually just put in here just because I ran out of containers. So I put a teaspoon of baking powder here. And 2 cups of mini marshmallows. So I didn't have mini marshmallows and I didn't want to go to the store because I'm trying to limit going out as much as I can. I had regular marshmallows and I just cut them up into quarters. That works, but if you have mini marshmallows, it's a lot faster. So I suggest getting some mini marshmallows. Okay, so let's get started with the batter. So now what we're going to do is we are going to mix our cookie batter. So first thing is you're going to put the butter in, and then you're going to dump the sugar in, both sugars. Okay, and so the trick about butter is that you're going to want to make sure your butter is at room temperature, okay? If you do it when it's cold, it's going to take a long time for it to cream up and get kind of smooth and I guess frothy when you add the liquid in and everything. So you're going to want to definitely make sure your butter is at room temperature. And you can just take it out of the fridge and then leave it at room temperature for about like 30 minutes or 40 minutes and it should be fine. Okay, so if you don't have a food processor, you can mix with your hand or with a spoon, a wooden spoon, or you can do a standing mixer, one of those like hand mixers. Okay, so I'm gonna move it up. All right, so the butter's going with the sugar. I'm mixing it. Okay. So one way you know that it's pretty much done is when it's pretty smooth and the butter has kind of lost its shape. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to mix that a little longer, maybe 10 more seconds. Okay. So as you can see, it's really smooth. All right, and now I'm gonna add the eggs, okay? So I'm gonna add 2 eggs to my batter, and then I'm gonna add my vanilla, my teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, and then I have a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm gonna put in here. Okay, and always make sure that when you're mixing, you start with the low setting first, and then you move your way up. I've been baking for a decent amount of time, and I've learned that the hard way multiple times. Okay, so I'm gonna mix that. All right, mixing there. Okay, and one thing I'm gonna do now is I just want to make sure all my butter and sugar is completely mixed thoroughly. So I always go and take a spatula and go down the sides just to make sure no butter and sugar gets left behind. Everything is mixed perfectly. All right, so I'm gonna mix that a little longer. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna turn this off. All right, and now we are gonna mix our flour and our dry ingredients, okay? So I've got my flour, I've got my teaspoon of salt and my teaspoon of baking soda. So yeah, make sure you're using baking soda, okay? Baking powder is different than baking soda, but you're gonna wanna use the baking soda, all right? So you're gonna wanna put this in here. And then you're gonna mix it. I'm just gonna mix it a little bit. And then you're gonna take a spoon and you're gonna gradually add the dry ingredients to the sugar and butter. So yeah, this is just basically like a regular cookie recipe. If you bake cookies, it's like a similar experience, but you're just combining the cookie with the graham cracker. You could probably even do that if you had a recipe that you really like for chocolate chip cookies. You could probably even just use that and just put it on some graham cracker and bake it. Okay. We're almost done. Alright, and I'm just gonna turn this off and dump the rest of it because it's hard for me to get it all in there. Okay. Alright, we're gonna mix that last bit. All right, and there you got it. You got cookies, cookie mixture there. Okay. So now I'm going to, what we're going to do next is, you could just put the chocolate chips in there if you want and just mix it on its own, but I don't like breaking everything up, so I'm going to actually hand mix it into this. I'm going to hand mix the chocolate chips and the marshmallows in. Okay. Alright, let me just put that there so I can eat that later. Cookie dough. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to mix let's mix in the chocolate chips first. We've got our chocolate chips. I'm just going to mix that by hand, with a wooden spoon. Okay. Alright, and then I've got my 2 cups of mini marshmallows that I made mini. And I'm going to put that in there. So I'm going to start with a little bit and mix it, and then I'll mix the rest. And no worries if you can't mix it thoroughly. I mean, when you spread it out, you'll probably be able to kind of like mix it out a little more. But what's good about this recipe is it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes baking, you have to be really precise, but you don't have to be super precise and a perfectionist for this one, because that's what's great about s'mores is that they can get messy, but this is more of a neater version of being messy. Okay, so I mix my cookie batter with my marshmallows. Okay, so we're gonna pour our cookie batter onto our crust. And as you can see, it's very, very thick. So yeah, I usually like to get it all on there and then I spread it out as it starts to soften, because it's a little harder now just because it just got mixed. But as I put it in the pan and use my spatula, it'll start to smooth out a little more. Okay, let me just make sure I got all this cookie dough. Alright. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to smooth it out. And I usually get super tired of trying to be neat, so then I'm gonna actually spread it out. And that's okay. You can use your hands just as long as they're clean. Okay. So after I spread this out, your oven should still be on at 350 degrees. And you are actually going to bake this for 18 minutes. You're going to bake it. And after 18 minutes, you're going to take it out of the oven. And while it's still hot, you're going to put the remaining cup of your mini marshmallows on top. And then you're going to put the 3 bars of Hershey's chocolate broken up on top too. And then you're going to put it back in the oven for another 8 to 9 minutes, just so that it gets nice and brown and oozy. Okay, so that looks like that. It looks perfect. So now what I'm going to do is, let me just rinse this off. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take this to the oven and we're going to put it in for 18 minutes. Alright, and I will see you guys in 18 minutes. Okay, it's been 18 minutes. Let's take out our some more bars from the oven. So as you can see, it's very gooey. It's getting all nice and toasted. Alright, so now I'm going to put the remaining cup of marshmallows and my Hershey bars on top. And then we're going to bake it for another 9 to 11 minutes, okay? Alright, so... Alright, so since I'm not using mini marshmallows, it's a lot harder to spread the marshmallow around. So it's not going to be as pretty as if you use the mini marshmallows. But I don't think it matters as long as it tastes good. Okay, so there's my marshmallows. Okay. And then... let's do our chocolate. I usually just like to push it randomly all over the place. Probably should have did the chocolate first, but that's okay. And yeah, it's 3 bars of Hershey's chocolate. I actually did a little less, just because I didn't want to open up a new package, and I had around 2.5 bars. So I don't even know if I'm even going to use all of this. I'll figure it out and fit it on there. Probably just eat a couple bars myself. Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to save the rest. Okay. Alright, now we're going to put it back in the oven. And we're going to bake it again for another 9 to 11 minutes. I'm probably going to start with 9, start with the less amount, and take a look at it. If it's all toasted then you should just take it out then. But put it in the oven again. And okay, so I actually left my bars in the oven for a little longer, more like 11 minutes, just because I checked and the cookie batter hadn't cooked completely as much as I'd like it. I like my kind of cookies a little more crispier, so I left it in there the full 11 minutes, but now let's take it out. And there you go. Alright, and you can either leave it like that, but I actually found some mini chocolate chips that I had like a little bit left from some muffins I made. So I'm going to just sprinkle that on top as it cools. So you're going to want to let this cool. Oh my goodness, I'd say probably in about, I'd say at least an hour, maybe more, just so that the cookie and everything gets all nice and solidified. Because if you try to cut into it too soon, if you're really that anxious, it's going to get all gooey and messy like a regular s'more. So I'd say leave it for about an hour to sit. Alright, I think that's enough chocolate. Or is it? I don't know. Yeah, I'd let it sit for about an hour at least before you cut into it and eat it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it sit for an hour. I'm going to check on it, and if it's good, then I'll show you guys what it looks like when you cut into it. Okay? Alright, see you soon. Okay, so we've let this cool for about an hour. I actually let it cool for like an hour and 20 minutes, just because I forgot about it. I went and did something else and then came back. So yeah, we're going to cut into it. As you can see, there's the marshmallow and the chocolate chips, and that's the cookie crust, and then yeah, we're gonna cut into it and I can show you guys what it looks like. Alright, so here it goes. And it's kind of like, it's not gonna get as firm as a cookie, but it's gonna be kind of like a brownie texture if you look at it. So I'm just gonna cut out one slice. Alright. There you got it. Okay, you can see that. Yeah, there's our s'more bar. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bite and try it. Don't want to make you guys too jealous, but oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, yeah. That's really good. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed my video how to make s'more bars. I hope you guys get to make this this weekend for 4th of July week, or just any day because it's summer and nothing's more summery than a s'more. Alright, hope to see you guys at the library. Bye!
It's Stephanie at the Teen Zone, and today I have a sous chef with me. In fact, even my cameraman. I got my grandchildren here, some of them, so cameraman watching us. Here is
Jayla, and shout out to my best friend Sanai, who just graduated from Ames Middle School.
I know Sanai.
In Oakland.
In Oakland. I know Sanai from the Teen Zone. Nice, nice. So Sanai, I hope you're watching this. Today we're going to make hamburgers because we have a lot of carbs in this menu, and so some of us eat meat, and we're going to go ahead and do that and cook that. So we have, let's show them the beef.
We have ground beef.
Right, and we are going to season it taco style real easy peasy with this entire package of taco seasoning. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna give you that scissors over there. You wanna start cutting it? And if you don't feel like it, let me know, I'll do it. Good, 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 good. By the way, we super washed our hands, and what did we sing when we washed our hands?
Happy birthday.
And we got we scrubbed up way under the old fingernails and everything. So we're all good to go, right?
Yeah.
Nice and clean. Okay, so you can see how hard it is opening hamburger packages. I'm going to cut a side cut. Oh, no need. And we're going to open this entire package. Nice and easy. Yay! That's it. That's it. Throw it in there. We cleaned our stove. Go ahead, throw everything in there. That's it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't like to waste anything. Okay, put it down over there. And we're going to sprinkle
All over.
all over and around and inside and then in a circle. Good. Good. And now we're going to do the fun part.
Massaging it.
Okay, so here we go. Nice, nice. How does it feel?
It's good.
Okay, a little like what? What does it feel like?
Slime.
Oh, we're eating well-seasoned taco flavored slime. Only it's ground beef. And then, if I were you, I'd mush it all around that seasoning so it captures all the salt, garlic, onion spices, pepper.
Whatever's in there.
Whatever's in there, it's going to taste taco-like and it's going to be good.
Comment down below if you like tacos.
And I have another surprise for you. Make sure you get all the, look what's left. So Jayla's going to get all that up and into the meat. So my other surprise is that we're going to do something different and make this in the shapes, in different shapes of burgers so that it's not your basic round, sort of kind of round burger.
Yeah. Like circles, stars, hearts, squares.
Nice. Whatever we find, because we actually have some nice cookie cutter shapes, and we got some big ones too.
And maybe if there's gingerbread kind. I had that on my mind all day. I have no idea.
Well, we'll see what's in the magic box, because our cameraman Jakari, your dad's girlfriend, gave us a nice box full of cookie cutters. So let's show.
Ooh, there's hearts, there's a flower shape, there's a cloud shape.
I think this is
That looks like a reindeer, a
rabbit.
bunny.
a rain. Okay, so we're back, and guess what Jayla has done? Tell us what you've
I
done.
flattened the meat like a pancake.
Okay, so now we're gonna pick, we talked about which of these to use. So we like the heart, because that shows love and we're cooking for our family. So you're gonna make a shape out of a heart. Use one of the edges, okay?
Wait, what about this part? Did it push it down or something?
You pull it up. Oh, cameraman,
Yeah.
Jakari, tell me
And-
your idea.
Yeah, I think you guys should leave the shape on there while you cook it, so the meat doesn't lose its form while it's.
So you mean when we start sizzling the burger, we're gonna leave this cookie cutter on the pan,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And then we have wood to pick it up so we don't burn our hands.
Yeah.
Great idea. That makes me say we're gonna use these two shapes to make our burgers, because these don't have a little pulley, and we're gonna have to use a pot holder to pick this one up.
Mhm.
Yay! So here comes the cookie cutter shape. Okay, we're gonna pause now. Okay, so now Jayla has put
Making
the
the
other.
shape of a bunny with a crown on it.
Okay, Jayla thinks it's a bunny with a crown on it. What do you think, Jakari?
I think it's a rabbit too.
Okay, here's my guess. I think it's a bear with a crown on it. But I can see why you say bunny with that little tail.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jayla, let's actually put a little more extra meat onto the burger. Yeah. Probably more than a little. Yeah, pack the bottom of the burger. Nice and hard. Blend it in. Nice and hard. Yeah, there you go. Okay, we're going to pause again and start the skillet sizzling. Hey again. Okay, I'm back. Jayla went to go talk to her baby brother, but look what Jayla did for us. She put everything in cookie cutters and packed it in. And now I'm going to try to get it in the pan with the metal cookie cutter on it. By the way, I'm using a non-stick pan, but I never quite trust them. This pan is pretty new to us, so I put a little bit of grease, a little bit of oil, sunflower oil to be exact. Okay, so here we go. And it is a little tricky getting it up, but I'm going to put it in the pan and keep the shape. Now I'm going to get the heart one in. The heart one isn't getting in as much. Okay, if you can pause.
Go.
I'm back with the second spatula. So that's what I'm going to use to get the heart-shaped burger in the pan. Whoa. Here we go. Move the grease around. Put that one in, and voila. Okay, be right back after everything is brown so I can show you what we did. Okay, we're back, and I just wanted to show you what the pan looked like when I tried to take out the cookie cutter. It came out in the right shape. This bear or rabbit is the only funny looking one. I'm going to flip it. Whoa. And I'll turn the heat a little lower so that they'll be medium well on the other side. And, oh, the other thing I wanted to show you is that you always pick a rubbery spatula for this kind of pan, the no scrape, because you never want the metal to scrape against the metal. All right, thanks. I'll be right back. Hey, we're done. Okay, let's show you what Jayla and I actually cooked. Here are the burgers, and we're gonna call little JoJo in, baby brother JoJo.
JoJo!
Come look at these burgers.
What do you think, JoJo?
Yeah, we
Wait,
made
which one
it.
is the heart?
Which one? The
That
heart. Yeah, the
one.
heart got a little bumpy. But what do you think this shape is? What kind of animal is that?
A bird.
A bird? Okay, come around so we can actually see JoJo looking at this. Okay, and which one will you pick before we stop filming? Just tell us which.
The heart.
You picked the heart. Yay! He picked the love one. Thank you for filming us.
I love you.
I love you too.